Hello, horse girls and guys. Welcome back. It's been a little while, so I apologize for that, but I hope you guys have been having a good November so far. It's November 3rd today, and I feel like I talk about the weather like in every episode, like an old man that has nothing to do but talk about the weather. But for real, I am genuinely enjoying it. I don't know if it's, warm everywhere right now, but it has been in the 70s all week. And it's just like, I think it's a record high for November, but I'll take it. I have been utilizing every day. Sorry, I got a text and looked at my phone. I've been utilizing every day of warm weather to keep cleaning up my property, to keep getting little tasks done and stuff outside. Yesterday, my dad and my grandpa came up and we almost finished the horse's winter shelter. It's got all three sides on it now. It's almost done. We also cut down a massive tree, and if you guys watch my YouTube videos, I think I've talked about it in the YouTube videos, but that massive tree next to my driveway that I keep complaining about and hearing it like creak back and forth in the wind and stuff, we cut it down. So that's super, super good. It's all over my yard right now. So when I'm done filming this podcast later, I'm going to go out and work on cleaning it up. But yeah, it's been so warm this week. Like, I hope y'all that don't have indoors and stuff are riding as much as you can before it gets cold. I've worked with Oakley a couple times in the last week, just because I don't know when, it's gonna just get cold and I won't really want to work with anyone. So yeah, it's been beautiful out, and it was a perfect Halloween. We didn't really do much for Halloween. Honestly, don't really ever do much for Halloween. I didn't even dress up this year. I didn't have a costume. And I don't know if I had one last year. But we just went into town, and my boyfriend Thomas's nieces and nephew came up. So we just walked around and trick-or-treated with them a little bit. But otherwise, pretty laid back. And then we just had dinner with his family, but nothing crazy. I've never been like a Halloween partier by any means. And yeah, I only have like 2 friends. So we don't really party too hard. But I hope you guys had a good Halloween if you did go out. No, don't die. No, my gosh, okay. Intermission if you're on the video. My computer just went black. Technical difficulties. Come on, turn back on. It just shut off. Okay, fabulous. Be right back. Okay, we're back. I think even though my computer just like went asleep or off, it's still recording. So I don't know what that's about. Anyways, as we were saying, we cut down the tree yesterday, so it's everywhere. So that's my project for today, is cleaning that up. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna keep working on the property until it gets too cold. It's kind of windy today, so I don't appreciate that. And it has been so dry lately. Like, it has rained once in like the last month, and there has been like field fires and brush fires and stuff everywhere. Just recently there was a really big fire like an hour from here that took out, like, I don't remember how many acres they said, but it took out a lot of property. It burned down like 9 structures. So it was really, really serious. And yeah, the sirens have just been going lately. So I haven't really burnt anything, which sucks because I have like 4 or 5 tree piles that I need to burn, but it's been so dry that I just can't do it. I burnt some trash the other day, and once the trash was burnt on the tree pile, I just put it all out because I don't want to set our whole timber on fire, even though I'd love to see it burn. I don't want to be in the middle of it. But now I have this down tree, which is just going to add to my tree piles. So that's fabulous, but they'll all get burnt eventually. It is supposed to rain like all day tomorrow, so I'm hoping that really gives everything a good soak and I can burn for the next like few days. But we'll see how that goes. In other news, I don't have a whole lot else going on. My boarders have been contacting me lately that they might want to come back, so we'll see how that goes. Once we're completely finished with MTHorses winter shelter, I'm gonna purchase one of those Shelter Logic portable shelters that just like goes on top of tube gates. And I've got the tube gates. I bought them last year and just never ended up buying the top for it. But yeah, I'm glad it's been so warm because it's kind of bought me some more time. But I want to just buy one of those tops that goes over top of the gates, and then you can enclose it in, and that's kind of like a little portable lean-to. It's not great, but it'll work, you know, to keep them out of the wind and out of the snow. Yeah, so other than that, I did not record a podcast episode last week, and some of you guys may have caught on to why, but I did get a new horse. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you've already seen the last video. The last video is doing really well, which I'm surprised, but I went ahead and rescued a Colt. So a little backstory, I bought Oakley from a girl back in January, so almost a year ago. I bought Oakley from this girl and went like 3 hours to get Oakley and whatever. And Oakley's backstory was that she rescued Oakley from a so-called rescue that basically had just like hundreds of horses out on a big lot and whatever. And Oakley was very, very skinny, and she had been beaten, and supposedly Oakley's had one foal. But she rescued Oakley and had to rope her because she was completely feral, and then taught Oakley the very basics, you know, how to lead, how to tie, that type of thing, and sold her to me. So I have Oakley now. Well, this girl follows my Facebook page and stuff, so she can see the updates on Oakley and see kind of what I'm doing with her. And she reached out to me, you know, a few weeks ago and asked if I would be interested in a couple other horses that she has. And she rescued, I guess, this is all just hearsay from what she relayed to me. She rescued a load of 13 horses up by Fort Dodge, Iowa, which is a long way from here and even farther away from her. She said she drove like 9 hours a round trip, I think, to get all of these horses, which is crazy. I thought 3 hours was a long drive, but she got them from up by Fort Dodge, brought them all home, and is basically now like trying to place them in other homes because she has like 26 head of horses herself, and I think she's my age. She might be younger than me. She herself has 26 head of horses. I cannot even imagine. I was like, girl, you are nuts. But she was like, I couldn't leave them. It was a neglect case. Charges were pressed on these people, but I couldn't leave them there. So she loaded them all up, brought them all the way home, and was then trying to place them in other homes. And she knew me from buying Oakley and seeing my page and stuff that I spend a lot of time with the horses that I buy. I don't just like buy them, flip them, and sell them. They're usually with me for months, if not years. And she was like, you know, I took all of these horses and I just don't have the time to give every single one of them the individual like work that they need. But when I was, you know, looking to rehome them and thought of these two, I thought I knew the perfect person. So she contacted me. So we went to get him last Wednesday, actually. I went down to get him on Wednesday. It was about a 3-hour drive. I was originally going to wait till the weekend to go get him, but a friend offered to ride down there with me. And like, I can go places and get horses myself. I've done it 100 times, but when you're going that far, it's really just, I like having somebody with me, and my boyfriend wasn't going to be able to go until the weekend. So a friend of mine offered to ride with me. And I just like to do that in case like you break down or you blow a tire or you need help getting the horse in the trailer or anything. It's just really nice to have somebody with you. So we went down on Wednesday to get him. But she couldn't get off work, all day. So we went down about 1 o'clock, 3 hours down there. Well, it was around 3:30 when we got there. So on the way back, it was already dark before I got home, and my lights on my trailer weren't flipping on. And that's just kind of a thing with all of my trailers. It's like they just decide when they want to work and when they don't. So the lights were not flipping on, and it was like 5:30, and I was an hour from home, and it was basically dark already. I had my hazard lights on. So I wasn't too far from where my parents live, so I called my mom and was like, can I please just park my trailer in your driveway overnight and have my boyfriend just come get me to take me home? And she was like, oh my gosh, I guess. Are they going to be fine in the trailer all night? Because my mom is like paranoid. And I was like, yes, Mom, they will be fine in the trailer overnight. They've got hay in there. I just need to get them a bucket of water. So I did that. I took him to my parents' house. I parked him in the driveway overnight because I just didn't feel safe like trying to jaunt all the way like an hour home with no lights. If it was like 20 minutes or whatever, I might have tried it, but that's just like a little too far for me to go with no trailer lights in the dark. So yeah, my boyfriend came and got me, and I went Thursday back to my parents to get them. And so I got the foal, and then I also took in a Grula mare, and the mare was so pretty. Honestly, like if I had room for like another project like her, I would have probably kept her because she's really pretty. And so I went and got him, and I took the mare to a friend of mine. Now, I know my limits. I know I could not handle another horse like her. So she was basically in the same boat that Oakley was in when I got her, except Oakley led better. She barely led. She had a halter and rope on, but she barely was able to lead. She did, but not very well. And was really just super skittish. She had very minimal handling. She was a little underweight, but she looked pretty good. And I knew it was going to be too much. I've already got 2 project horses and now this Colt. So I asked a friend of mine that also trains, actually the girl that I bought Dixie and Dolly from. And I sold Luna to her a long time ago too. But anyways, she's a good friend. She does training. She's got several horses and she trains and sells. So I asked her, I was like, would you be interested in this mare? She only wants $300 for her. So if you're interested in her, I'll pick her up when we go get the Colt. And so she said she would take her. So on Thursday, after I went and got my truck and trailer, I took the mare to my friend. And she was really excited about her. And she's been posting pictures on Facebook, like them working with her. And she's out in a big pasture with the other horses, and they must be doing okay with her. I know she's posted that she has a little trouble catching her, so they're working on that. But overall, the mare was really pretty, and she only estimated like with her teeth at 4 or 5 years old. The girl originally told me that they thought she was around 10. But once I got her to my friend, she was like, her teeth look like 5-year-olds. So that's even better for her. I'm happy for her. I hope she does really well. And yeah, I'm excited to see how they progress. But my Colt, I got him home and he has been really good. He's super skinny, but actually I feel like in the last week he has definitely put on weight. He's got a hay belly, but I've been really careful about feeding him. Currently I feed him 3 times a day. So I feed him, it depends. Like in the morning when I go to work, I'm usually back home around 10:30. So sometimes I don't even feed my horses in the morning before work. I just feed them when I get back. But sometimes if I feel like it's going to be a long day, I'll feed him before I go to work. But anyway, he gets fed in the morning, a little armful of hay, and then he's just getting like a cup or 2 of senior feed. It's what my vet recommended. So he gets some hay, some senior feed, and then at lunchtime or like, mid-afternoon, I give him another little bit of hay, and then at night he gets hay and grain again. So that's all he's getting right now. I did get some alfalfa pellets for him as well, so I will gradually transition him onto alfalfa. I want his body to like acclimate to the grain first, And then we'll transition a little alfalfa in there too. Because my round bale hay is what I'm feeding right now. It's just grass. So I want him to acclimate to one thing at a time. But yeah, he's drinking well. I've got a halter on him right now. And he leads, he kind of leads. He'll lead with you for a little bit, and then it's like, once he's had enough, he just stops and plants his feet, so someone has to like push him from behind. Or if I put the rope around his butt, he'll walk with me. Yeah, he wasn't crazy about the tree coming down yesterday. Actually, he did pretty well. Like, so I just wasn't really sure if he would freak out or not. So I left him in his pen, which the tree we took down is like 20 feet from his pen. So we cut down one limb, and he did kind of run around and freak out. So I was like, okay, I better move him because I don't want him to, injure himself. And he was a little wound up from that, so he gave me a hard time catching him. But once I caught him, I took him across the pen to a stall, and he led okay. He was kind of freaked out about the tree, so he was giving me a hard time. But we got him to a stall, and then when I brought him back, he led pretty well. So yeah, we're working on that. In the next week, I want to work on, picking up his feet and just getting him comfortable with me handling his feet, mainly because he needs a trim. So the girl said when she rescued all of the horses, she did get them trimmed, but I'm not sure what his feet looked like. I know his front feet, he's too far back, like on his pasterns, like he's hyperextending his heels. And so I sent a picture to the farrier that lives next door to me and was like, I don't know what foal feet are supposed to look like. I'm not a foal person, so you tell me if this needs work, because he looks like he's just really far back on his ankles. And he texted me back and he's like, that's not normal. He's too far back. He needs to be, set actually on top of his feet, not like back behind his feet. So, yeah, I want to work this week on getting him comfortable with me picking up his feet and stuff so that the farrier could come out and correct that, because I don't want it to like affect his legs or anything. But otherwise, he's doing really good. He whinnies at me pretty much every morning, and it's super cute. He is in his own pen right now because he has his own diet, obviously. And I do want him to get a little bit stronger and muscle out a little bit more before I put him with the other horses, mainly because the goats are with the other horses right now. I mean, I guess if I put him out there, I can put the goats back in their pen because he's in their pen right now. But the goats yesterday, so I opened the little gate to his pen so that when we cut down the tree, if he wanted to run out to get farther away from it, he could. He didn't, but if he wanted to, it was open. Well, I don't think he figured out that it was open, but the goats did. So the goats just came in with him. And my little white goat is a freaking asshole. And he headbutted him like 3 different times as I was trying to catch him. And I'm like, you guys are freaking sons of bitches. So I would like him to get a little bit stronger and muscled out a little bit more, mainly because the goats are jerks. And he could fight back against the goats. But right now he's too little and he's too weak. He can't fight the goats. So yeah, I have big goats too, if you guys have never seen them in the videos. And my hand is all taped up right now because Hazel gave me a nasty rope burn yesterday, which was really nice of her. And now I can't be too hard on her because I really haven't done anything with her in a couple of months. I'm just kind of waiting for next year and I'll really start moving things along with her. But yeah, she pulled away from me, gave me a rope burn, and irritated me. So yeah, but otherwise, like, that's about all that's going on in my world right now. I'm really excited. We think that the Colts, well, for one, I named him Chance. I don't know what his full name is going to be yet, but we're calling him Chance right now. I think he's red done, so that's going to be exciting. He's got like the dorsal stripe along his back, and he's like that really light, almost chestnut color. But his mane and tail are like flaxen, red, and chestnut. So I think he's going to be red done, and so that's really exciting. Whoever these people were that hoarded all these horses, they must have had 1 or 2 like good studs, because that Grula mare was put together very nice. I mean, she was bred nicely. She's got a nice short head on her, and we'll see obviously how she muscles out and stuff, but her color was really pretty. And so she was Grula and Chance is Red Dun. So I'm guessing, like, honestly, probably the horses that came from the case were nice looking horses. They just had been neglected. But yeah, I will eventually have a full name for him. A lot of people really liked the name Lucky for him. I posted on my Facebook page, like, asking for ideas for names. And I was thinking about Chance, but wanted some other ideas as well. And a lot of people were like, either Chance or Lucky. A lot of people wanted him to be named Lucky. And so I think, like, when I give him a full name, I will incorporate Lucky somehow. And hopefully when he's older, he can be put on the solid Pinto registration. So then at least I have, like, some sort of papers or proof of ownership, whatever. But my dad was here yesterday and he's like, so you have Lucky the goat and Lucky the horse? I'm like, no, the horse's name is Chance. But I didn't even think about the fact that I have a goat named Lucky. So yeah, that would have been stupid if I would have named him Lucky, because I totally forgot I have a goat named Lucky. So that's good that we went with Chance. But I feel bad. I'm a bad goat mom because I kind of forgot that I had a goat named Lucky. Honestly. But anyways, yeah. That's the little story of my rescue colt, if you didn't watch the video. But I'm going to go ahead and move along to the comment of the day. And I might read a couple. I have a couple on here. That, honestly, I might get a little defensive about this. So, on my video of Baby Chance rescuing a starved foal, the first comment, one of the only comments on this video, is from Lee Mumford, and it says, "Get to the point, please." And I saw it come up and was like, okay, what point? The point is that I rescued a starved foal. It's in the title of the video. If you don't want to wait through the video, just skip ahead. That's the point. That's all the point I have to the video, is me vlogging my day going to get this foal. So I don't know what you mean by that. That's the point. Okay, and this next comment, so somebody commented on my video called "You're Too Fat to Ride." Now, I don't know if I would have posted this video today if I was in the same headspace that I am now. Back then, I think I posted this video like a few years ago. And this was kind of back when I was posting more controversial videos. I don't really do that anymore, but I have posted this video and I don't really rewatch it. I don't like to reminisce over it because this video, like, spilled into my personal life a little bit and the place that I was talking about in this video. And I still work at this place, and we have made amends over it and everything. So it's in the past, but Lily Lemmer, whatever, commented, "It's not controversial. Fact, if you're obese, stay off horses." And now in this video, I was talking about my opinions on larger people riding horses. And I will stand by my opinion today that I do not believe in, I guess, this quote unquote fat phobia around the equestrian world. And I know, like, some people are going to say it's not fat phobia, it's just looking out for the horses. I totally understand that. I do not encourage anybody that is, you know, I want to say 250 and up, because the like borderline is like 250 pounds and up for a 1,200 pound horse. It's like 20% of the body weight is what you should weigh to ride the horse. That's like the kind of the guidelines that are followed via, I don't know, equestrian world. So I'm not saying anybody that's really heavyweight should just jump on whatever horse is presented to them and ride whatever horse, you know, is in front of them. Like if a horse is small, a small horse, like my horses are all very small. They're all around 14 hands. They're probably all around the 1,000 pound mark. I don't think anybody, you know, over 200 pounds should be riding them. And that's probably even, you know, a little on the heavier side. But my mare Sugar, she's been ridden all her life. She's fit. She's not fat. She has no joint problems. She has no leg problems. She is fit. And I have put, you know, a little bit bigger adults on her multiple times, and she packs them around no problem. She'll walk, trot, canter. She'll go for, you know, a trail ride, and she shows absolutely no signs of struggling. You know, she might get sweaty, which is normal, but she doesn't struggle. She's never in pain or lame afterwards. So I don't worry about it. Now, am I saying I'd put a 300-pound person on her? No, she's too small for that. But I'm not saying, you know, any large person should just jump on a horse. I believe personally that if your horse is conditioned and fit enough to carry you, and they don't show any signs of struggling, they're not lame, they're not having issues from carrying you, then listen to your horse. I mean, listen to the horse. They're not struggling. Then I don't think it's something to stress about. Now, I also feel like if your horse is not fit and you are a heavy person, you shouldn't be riding it. But that doesn't mean you can't ride at all. There are horses of every single size out there in this world. Find one that meets the needs of your body. So if you're 350 pounds, find a bigger horse. You know, draft horses. We have one at the ranch that I work at. You know, specifically to carry larger people because, you know, people want to ride horses and people will make a reservation for a trail ride and they get here and we're like, oh, you're a lot larger than what we were anticipating, but we have a horse for you still. There is all kinds of people out there riding draft crosses, draft horses because they're bigger people. We have one at my barn, actually. She's an Arab Clydesdale cross. She's a great horse. Her owner is a little bit bigger, and so she got a horse that fits her size. So, yes, number one, have a horse that fits your size. Number two, horses can be conditioned. So, yeah, don't go on a 3-hour trail ride if you're, you know, a heavy person and this horse is not used to carrying heavy people. You're going to burn out your horse, and that probably will make them sore and lame or whatever. But if you buy a horse and you just start out with little short rides and you work your way up, or a horse that's already been ridden its whole life, a horse that's already been in heavy work in the last couple years and is already fit, or their last home had a little bit larger of a rider and they're already fit, they're already conditioned. I talked about in this video, I used an analogy that like us humans, we can build muscle. We can build our stamina. We can build our conditioning. So if you went for a run every single day with a 10-pound weight in your backpack and you went on a run, a 3-mile run or whatever, every day it's going to get a little bit easier. And eventually you won't even know that there's a weight in your backpack. You could bump it up to a 15-pound weight. You can go for that 3-mile run again. You can do that for 2 months, and then you won't even know that that 15-pound weight is back there. People that lose weight, you know, via working out, you can go for a mile run, and then the next day you could go for a 2-mile run. And then the next day, well, you know, you don't have to increase it that far, but you can gradually increase your run a little bit every day, and then eventually you'll be running a marathon, right? Like humans are mammals and we can gradually increase our strength and our conditioning. Horses are the same way. So yes, don't just jump on a little horse and go out for a 3-hour trail ride with hills and all kinds of hard stuff. You're gonna totally wear out the horse and give them a heart attack or something. But if you're a bigger rider and you just start small, a little, you know, half an hour ride, and you gradually increase it, your horse will become more fit and more develop those muscles so that they can carry you better. I'm gonna wait for my anchor to stop here in 4 seconds, but all right, as I was saying, so yeah, I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. I know like a lot of people just, you know, think if if you're larger, you just can't even look at a horse or anything. But I really don't feel that way. I think horses are very capable. We have people in endurance. Like, I've done a little bit of endurance riding the last couple years, and you'll see larger people on normal sized horses doing endurance because the horses have conditioned for it. They're able to do it because their riders have worked them up to that point. Nobody's just showing up to ride the endurance ride on a horse that's way too small and they haven't done any work towards it. So yeah, and there's some breeds that are a lot stronger than others, especially like mules and stuff. And I know not everybody wants to ride a mule. I don't find there's anything wrong with mules, but mules and donkeys are way stronger than horses. And it's kind of crazy to think about, but they are strong little freaking things. And I know a lot of men, because men are generally heavier, they're more dense, they're more solid. A lot of men ride mules, and the mules handle them absolutely no problem. So, I mean, if that's something you're interested in, like, mules might be the way to go, or donkeys if you find a large donkey for sale. And they also make great trail horses. So I don't know, that's my opinion on the whole thing. I usually don't bring that up. I haven't brought that up in a long time, but like, I just feel like it's good to have different insight. I feel like the whole "you're fat, you can never ride a horse" is just a very closed-minded thing to say. And I just don't feel like that's true. I really don't feel like that's true. I mean, there is a horse out there for you. But you should be responsible. And if you are a large person, a heavyweight person, you should be responsible with that and know that, well, I'm a big person, so I need to find a big horse for me. I'm not just going to jump on any horse. Like, that's not fair to the horse. Yes, I completely agree that if you're a heavy person, you should use that responsibly and find a horse that fits your needs, not just jump on any horse at the chance you get. So yeah, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. And I feel like everyone should be able to enjoy horses, within reason. So don't come for me. Don't hate me. I'm sure I'm going to get hate over it anyways. But yeah, so anywho, I think that's about all I have for today, honestly. That's about it. I'm just trying to see in here if there's any more I want to answer. Not really, though. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little update episode, my opinionated episode. Sorry if I annoyed any of you guys just now about my recent topic, but the controversial videos, they used to get a lot of views, but I don't know. I just don't know if it's even worth like the effort and stuff to make them anymore. But I can be very opinionated, so I will say that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy and you get all of the riding time you can in this week if it's warm where you are, and hope you guys had a great Halloween. So I think I'm gonna jump off here now. So thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget, if you want to check me out on my other social medias and my Buy Me a Coffee, and if you want to contribute to helping Baby Chance, I will leave all of that information down in the description box below. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your fall, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.